Hey you guys, it's Galadon. You are here and thank you so much for stopping by. And I gotta give you a little background about this episode. Sometimes, you know, when you make videos for years and you've made literally thousands of videos, it's a little hard to come up with new and different ideas. This deck of Blazes here actually came together after I asked my full attack clan to go out and try to win some battles with all epic cards, kind of for the epic challenge, even though yes, I realize you don't have to use all epic cards for the epic challenge. But I thought it'd be interesting anyway, and then Blaze comes up with this mirror clone Golem Balloon Tornado deck that was just hilarious. And I decided to make an entire episode just out of this deck because it was one of the funniest things I had ever seen, as Blaze just completely taking people by surprise. And you can see there he annihilated his opponent's tower right in the first 30 seconds of this battle using that deck. And now the fun stuff, the crazy stuff, the thumbnail stuff, the you might call clickbait stuff, shows up later on towards the end of these battles when Blaze has a nice lead and he's got some elixir saved up. That's when he can use the old quad loon, quad golem strategy that we're gonna see. So yes, the clickbait is real. I mean, what am I saying? No, the thumbnail is real. It's not clickbait. That actually happened in some battles, and that's what we're going to get to in just a minute. Now, I will tell you also my current favorite card in the game, the Tornado. I absolutely love the value out of the Tornado right now, and I've found that it actually makes me not need an Inferno Tower as badly when I'm facing things like Golems, Giants, and Royal Giants. That extra time that is bought with the Tornado comes in so handy. I'm going to show that on some future episodes, talking about sucking units into the center of the screen so that they get hit by both towers at the same time, or pulling a Hog Rider off of a tower. You can pull them to the King's Tower, you can pull them to your Furnace, or whatever you happen to have that maybe is set one tile too far off to one side so it doesn't grab that unit otherwise. Anyway, okay, so back to this deck. I get a little bit sidetracked. Here comes Blaze with the clone spell and a 3-crown win so fast right there, just crazy. Now he did lose a tower and 2/3, but ended up 3-crowning his opponent, and that is just what's crazy about this deck. Now we'll get to the really crazy stuff in a couple of seconds here as we watch some more of Blaze in action, but I tell you, okay, I'm going to admit something else to you guys. I thought for this episode to be fun, maybe I'll do some live battles. I'll try this deck and I'll annihilate some players with it. It didn't go so well. In fact, I think my Grand Challenge chest was a 0-win Grand Challenge chest using this deck. So yeah, it didn't work out real well for me. So it's kind of one of those things where it's not just anybody and it's not any situation where you can effectively use this deck. Now, early on, Blaze's opponent, I don't know, the taunts are real. He's all over there with the rage, with the tears, and Blaze feeding right into it. Here comes the Golem onto the tower, but this guy, Michael Franklin, has no idea what is in store for him. Here comes a double Goblin Barrel. The log, well, almost annihilates every single one, but the Golem is still there, and that is severe damage on that tower. Now Blaze with the well played. That is certain to enrage your opponent, and hey, I gotta remind you guys, my policy on BM is, honestly, now that you can mute your opponent, it's really not that big of a deal. If BM bothers you, then always auto-mute. I do it depending upon the mood I'm in. Sometimes I will auto-mute every single opponent, other times I don't really care, but that's one of the great things about it being an option. So we're down to about 1:40 left in this match, where I think both of these players are going to hit taunt limit reached pretty quickly here. The tears and the rage are just non-stop. So Blaze, again, he's got quite a bit in store for his opponent right here. In fact, he's already moving on to the left side tower instead of continuing to push down the right, because he knows that one, being at about 500 hit points, doesn't have a lot left holding it up. Now, I haven't kept track, but Michael Franklin over there, he has to be close to taunt limit. How many raging faces can one player drop? All right, so the Golem moving in on the left-hand side. Here comes the balloon. And watch the Golem as it goes across to the Furnace. The Golem is going to end up going all the way over to the right tower. In the meantime, the balloon is on the left tower. Okay, so a Golemite made it to the right tower, and that ensures a little more damage on the right tower. Left tower, there is a Tornado sucking units in. Now the right tower under 500, left tower under 1200. Mirrored Tornadoes. Now Blaze is just toying with this guy. And this is what I don't know, it's fun to do sometimes, and obviously you need a pretty solid lead to do it. Blaze has the confidence here that his opponent isn't going to be able to come back. There is the cloned Goblin Barrel. Goodbye, tower. The well played, and it is 1-0. So it is just so much fun. There's something about the clone spell that is really hard to use. Obviously, you've got to time it right so your opponent can't just Zaplog Fireball all of your work out of the way. Now, yes, it is tied up, but Blaze, once again, I have a feeling that he's pretty confident right here with 10 seconds left and the right tower under 500. Look what he's doing. He's pushing down the left side with 2 balloons now. Here comes the Golem and 2 loons. Just have to keep that left tower up, and you know what's coming. You know as they close in, there's going to be a clone spell. Here comes a Goblin Barrel, 2 balloons, and a Golem. Clone spell is up. Here it comes. That's right. 4 balloons, 2 Golems on the King's Tower, and that is a frustrating way to lose. I will admit that. Losing to that strategy, probably not a lot of fun, but you got to give Blaze credit for ingenuity and an unexpected turn, not going for the easy right tower. All right, we're getting down to 4 loons, 4 golems here in just a second. Blaze going at it one more time, this time with the same deck against Humom King of PLS. The Hog Rider moving in front of the Ice Golem down the left-hand lane, and right away Blaze has that balloon working, but the Musketeer in the way, Skeleton Army as well, and the balloon's still on its way after that tower. And Blaze, I gotta tell you, this, I had never seen this exact deck used before, and obviously Blaze just doing it because he had to use all epics, but it worked out pretty well, surprisingly so for Blaze, as he had a lot of wins he was sharing in the chat. Now he's going to use that mirror card early, stopping that Hog Rider before it even touches the tower, and the Goblin Barrel down the left-hand side. If you've got a log right here, oh man, he cloned it. And the clone spell, that's what we're talking about. The clone spell didn't work out so well. But then again, it let the Skarmy get in there. If Humam had the log up, things would have ended up very differently right there. Blaze wouldn't have gotten any damage on that tower, but the log wasn't ready. It was out of cycle, and that is the left tower down to less than 50% health. And Blaze pushing with the Golem on the left-hand side once again. And you know what? That's the thing about this deck, you guys. It provides a little bit of comic relief. You got to admit. I mean, if you just push hard every battle, trying to get the most possible challenge wins you can, or the most trophies you can, it kind of takes the fun out of the game a little bit. You've got to have a sense of humor about this game from time to time. Otherwise, it's just going to drive you crazy. And that's really what I've found. Now, here comes Blaze. Golem and Loon on their way. That cannon is going to get wiped out instantly. And as the balloon closes in on the tower, you see that Blaze is ready to pull the trigger on another balloon. And there it goes. So another balloon after the first tower goes down. He's just going for the 3 crown after 3 crown win right here. And check this one out. Clone spell coming on the balloons. They get there, and both of them dropping bombs on the tower. That is absolute disaster. Double splash, double crash, and more rage. I think Blaze right now winning the award for the most rage generated from his opponents of anybody I've seen in a long, long time. And then to boot, he wakes up his own King's Tower with a tornado down there on the Hog Rider. And Humom King, none too pleased about the way this battle is headed. You can kind of see that we're headed towards a 3 crown loss here. I mean, he's got less than 700 hit points left. Here come 2 balloons, shortly to be 4 balloons, and that's going to be 3 crowns. A lot of fun again, you guys. So much fun to watch these battles, and this should have been a My Fun Deck series. This right here is a 9 golem deck. I mean, it's got everything. It's got originality, it's got playability, and it's got whatever the third one is. See, it's been so long, I got to get one of those videos going again. All right, so we're getting into another battle, and sure enough, I think this is the one where Blaze finally pulls out the 4 golem, 4 loon strategy that is going to definitely take over the meta completely in Clash Royale in 2037. So Blaze choosing to start out with a balloon, and Petrucci starting out with the 3 Musketeers coming down from both sides. Now, I don't play 3 Musketeers, but I have heard that the strategy to successfully playing 3 Musketeers is every time it shows up, try to use them and always split them. But look at this tornado. I'm loving this. Blaze is like sending a message to Petrucci, hey, Your three musketeers, they belong together. I bring them together for you. And that is my Russian Italian accent. Okay, so the three musketeers wiped out there, and some solid strategy from Blaze, using again my favorite card, none other than the Tornado, to reunite units that once were together but grew apart over time. Sunday night on ABC Family, the Three Musketeers reunited. A touching story of three sisters separated at birth who come back together to die in fiery fury. Okay, anyway, so Blaze right here using the Golem to defend against those elite barbarians. This works out pretty well, letting the tower do its work on the barbarians as the Golem moves away. And as the Golem approaches the furnace, in comes the balloon. Now watch this furnace get knocked down by the Golemite. That lets that balloon move in, and sure enough, fall harmlessly in front of the tower. Well, it did get the splash, the death damage in there, but not much else. But don't worry, Blaze still has his plan coming together, trying to build that early lead. Here come the Three Musketeers one more time. And I gotta tell you, I just love Blaze's use of the Tornado right here. As we get ready for it, here come the guards, here comes the Tornado. All four units back in there, and some of the goblins in there. And the Skarmy, the guards doing a great job. Everybody just immediately wiped out. Got to remember that strategy. That is an absolutely fantastic strategy to watch. All right, 45 seconds left. Golem coming down the right-hand side, and you see what Blaze has in plan. Yes, Blaze mirroring the Golem, getting ready for a wait, Blaze? No, okay. Mirroring the balloons instead. So one Golem, two balloons. Where's the other Golem? Come on, Blaze, get it in there. Tornado. Golem goes down to Golemites, and you've got four Golemites. Okay, so as we take a look at this, it's four Golemites and four balloons. So close. Anyway, either way, the balloons just annihilate that tower. But look at this. Musketeers, elite barbs all over the place. And Blaze somehow is going to hold all of these guys off, using a Tornado one more time, running down the clock. Final 10 seconds, and Blaze is going to succeed with the Quattro Golemite Quattro Luno strategy. All right, again, a lot of fun to watch. Definitely would have been a good My Fun Deck episode. Thank you guys for watching. As always, you guys are the hashtag Galafam because you're here, and it's the end of the episode. Have a great rest of your day. Make sure you subscribe for the earliest possible update and sneak peek information. It's coming soon. Otherwise, I'll see you all back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galley Don, Quattro Watto,